So thank you everybody for joining. We have a great team here today to talk about digital marketing and how your website's important in today's market. So we've got Robert here with us, Mike and Alex. They're going to discuss the current landscape and how to use your online presence to maximize your business. I'll kick it over to Robert and get us started here.
Thank you, Brian. And thank you, everybody, for coming to the webinar today. We appreciate you taking the time. Just a quick introduction of who we are. We're fusionZONE. We recently partnered with Karmak. We view ourselves as a dealer success company. We've been working in this vertical since 2009. And what we've done is we've been able to take the data that we've accrued over the years and what we've learned with our dealer partners since then and continually try to shape that online experience for your customers and their customers and improve the overall, buying experience. We do pride ourselves not just on design and functionality, but our customer service is second to none in this industry. It really catches a lot of people by surprise to be able to reach out to a company like ours and get things resolved as quickly as we do. And on top of that, we've built a pretty good toolbox of features and benefits for you and for your company that can help us help you continue to grow online and become more successful. So there's really three pieces to your online presence. In my mind, every dealership is really two dealerships. You have your brick and mortar building, the thing that everybody gets to drive past as they're going through in traffic every day, and you have a limited amount of exposure that you can have with that, just based on who can actually physically go past your place. But then you have your online presence, and this can really impact your reputation and get out there at a much broader base. And that's composed of three things. You have your websites, your inventory features, and the digital marketing. And these three things, when they move well together, can just really help things move smoothly. And again, just do what we're all here to do: help you move more equipment, sell more, and increase your revenue. So really, the first piece of that is the websites, and that's what I'm going to go over with you, and then hand it over later. So with the websites, like we said, this is your second portion, or this is the first portion. This is the second dealership that you have. And why this is so important to you is that things have changed over the years. We really just can't get away with the same things that we did 10 or 15 years ago, or really 5 years ago. And because of these changes in technology, you need to work with somebody who can change with you. Everybody knows now, the shopping journey begins on Google. It's the main aggregator of data out online. And you have to be able to answer the questions that people are looking for to be able to get to your platform. Once people are there, you need to do a very good job of informing them of, sales promotions, what you have available, events that you have coming up, and the other events that you've done in the past to let you show what type of interaction you have in the community. They expect something interactive. You want to have, want to be able to guide them through the process, and as they ask questions or as they want to get involved into the buying process, you want to be able to respond easily and have everything right there in front of them instead of having them search around. And the reason for that is, customers' attention spans are shrinking. We know that with the growth of mobile technology, there's also been a growth of distractions and different data points and different data sources that people can go to every day. And so if you build a strong website that gives customers just that great experience all the way through, they're going to stay there longer and give you a better chance to earn their business. So there's things that you have to have in mind, as you have that website built, or as you even look at your own website now. A professional, modern look and feel. We can't get away anymore with having our nephew's buddy, design these websites and kind of slap things together the way we could, back in the dark ages of the internet, 10, 15 years ago, you want something that's polished and looks well. You want it to be intuitive. You want people to, when they first sit down in front of your website, know exactly where they need to go. You want your inventory, easy to locate. You want to drive them to your profit centers and do it in a way that's easy to understand. You also want to explain the buying process to them very well. As people come on board, again, you have to hold their hand a little bit. Yeah, this process makes sense to you because this is something that you handle every day. But your customers, we don't always know exactly who's buying. Is it, their normal buyers? Is it somebody who's used to it in this company? Is it somebody who's just been told, hey, look, I need the following, go get it. So we want to introduce them to our buying process and really guide them through it. I can't stress this enough. You want clear, direct calls to action. You want the buttons, showing well, whether it's on mobile or on desktop. You have to have it right there in front of them, or otherwise, again, if people are confused, if they don't know where to go or how to get there, they're going to bounce off of your site and go somewhere else to your competitor. Now, once you have them through your buying process and you've introduced them to everything, and once you get that information, you want to be able to follow up with it quickly. You want the tools in place that allow you to reach out to your customer now, not an hour from now, not 2 hours from now, not the next day. Time is of the essence, because again, people's attention span is shrinking. If somebody raises their hand and they want more information, you want to respond to them quickly, or somebody else will. And then, equally as important is you want to be able to show your personality. What separates you from everybody else? We all have competition in this field, and we always want to do the things that say, hey, look, these are the reasons why you want to come to me. It can't just be because I have, equipment X. It has to be because I can service it better. I can more involved in the community. You want to explain to the reasons why you are different from your competition and why somebody will benefit by going from you instead of somebody else. Now, what does this look like? So here's an example of what we see as a good website. Now, of course, I may be a little bit biased because we built this one, but we have a clear menu up on top with easy call to action. We have the ability for the customer to reach out and chat with you live 24/7 with a real human being on the other side of it. Over here in the middle of this of the field, you see our calls to action. These are all driven by the profit centers. We want to show people, not just where they can go to the website, but again, guide them to the places we know that they need to be, and that also help us as well as going through the transaction. Having this done clearly, having it look good on desktop and mobile is extremely important. Again, because of the growth of technology, everybody has a computer and a way to shop in their pocket at all times. So you really want to be able to show everything, especially showcase your inventory, which, let's face it, people need to see what they can get from you. So the inventory process has changed over the years, and it's gone from something fairly messy, and now it can be a little bit more streamlined. And Alex can walk you through that process and what we can do for you there.
Thanks, Robert. I think a lot of good points made on the website itself. The second pillar that we're looking at for the website is access to the inventory. And obviously, when buyers of any kind are coming to a website, they are looking at your inventory. That's probably the primary reason why they're there, other than maybe getting a contact number or your address. What tends to happen a lot with various website providers when they're talking to any type of DMS or inventory management system is that they're very segregated. So we see the system being used in the dealership being used for recording sales, keeping track of inventory, pricing, for instance, and then the website being a separate entity where someone at the store or at the dealership would need to go into a separate system, being the website provider, and update details of the inventory. So at the very beginning, when a new vehicle comes in, creating that vehicle, updating the pricing frequently, uploading photos to the website. And as you can see, we've put together a little bit of a flow of what that looks like, where a dealer number one would use Karmak's Fusion system to keep track of inventory, take the data out of there, sometimes manually, copy those vehicles, copy the data, copy the pricing, and then upload it to the website provider secondary, including the photos. Now that just creates room for errors. It creates a lot of additional work. So we've looked at a process to simplify that so that there is a single point of data that needs to be updated. So again, using the Karmak Fusion system, we've integrated with the Unity API. And an API allows us to programmatically, which means fully automated, access all of the inventory, which is all of the details. So stock numbers, the miles, the pricing, various types of pricing, the photos included, and automatically publish those to the website on a frequency that makes most sense. So we have some dealers that update that every 15 minutes because they regularly make updates, and sometimes once a day. But we can keep that as real time as possible so that whatever is on the website is reflective of what's in the DMS system that you use day to day. And it doesn't mean going into a website now and making changes or uploading photos or whatever it may be. The data that is on the website is always going to be 100% the same that's in the Fusion system. What we can also do at that point when we gather the data from the Fusion system is we can also apply business rules to that data. So we could say, for instance, for the month of October, all vehicles are $500 off the pricing that's in the Fusion system. We can apply that at the time we gather the data. So again, it means that we can automate business rules that reflect on the website without having to go and manually update each individual vehicle.
So, as we've seen with, the first cog in the system is going to be the website. You have to have inventory feed, but now you have to be able to show your customers, who you are, and then they need to basically get to this website that's doing such a good job of showcasing everything for you. And so Mike can actually walk you through what digital marketing looks like and how it can help your system and your business.
Thank you, Robert. Yeah, so the final gear in the whole system is the digital marketing aspect. It's not just if you build it, they will come. You have to actually bring them to the website. And there are a lot of different means in bringing people to your website. Some of the most common, most effective ones would start with SEO. So SEO, search engine optimization, essentially helps people find your business on Google or search engines like it. This is accomplished with updated directories. So think of it as a digital phone book in a sense. Content pages that are filled with keywords specific to the search queries that customers are entering into Google. So you're able to kind of connect that make that bridge there between what people are searching for, what their intent is, and what your website has to offer. Here's an example of some good effective SEO with that local map pack showing up. So SEO is going to be your organic side, writing out content pages, explaining what your value proposition is for prospective customers. Similar to SEO is SEM, search engine marketing. It's also very keyword specific. It's also a tool that helps people find your business through search engines. However, there are some slight differences. So there is a landing page environment that, of course, will look at, how comprehensive, how well, how thoroughly you are answering that question. So if somebody says commercial equipment for sale near me, your landing page should reassure them that they're going to find commercial equipment for sale near them. It also is going to incorporate some keywords, but unlike SEO, which is all written organic content, there is a bit of a real-time auction that occurs. So you're kind of bidding for real estate. You want your ads to show up at the top of that search results page so that when people find it, they're more inclined to click one of those showings in the top part above the fold. So, you're going to bid on some of those more high volume keywords, commercial equipment for sale near me. The landing page experience is one aspect of it, but the most important part of the PPC side is the quality, the website experience, which will help to lower your bid for each keyword. Outside of the digital search strategies are some of your more branding, community building tools. That starts with social media. So social media posting is your opportunity to show the personality, to show the flair, to give people a reason to come to your business and not a competitor's business right down the street. So this is great for establishing a brand identity. It's great for building that sense of community. You'll see oftentimes people with photos of their new purchase. You'll see community involvement, things that essentially humanize your business. People like to conduct business with those with, similar values and those that kind of be on the same page. They're aligned with that. Social media posting is your opportunity to demonstrate that. Show people why you're the friendly neighbor in the neighborhood, why they need to come bring their business to you. Whether that's business to business, B2C, social media is the way that you're going to show your brand identity. Now, the other side of the social media coin is social media advertising. So if your social media posting isn't getting enough eyes on it, you can apply a boost, get a couple more eyes, try to expand your reach. But where you're going to find social media advertising most effective is in remarketing people who have already established some sort of a contact with your business. So whether that's remarketing them, they go to, your website and then go to, a news website, boom, your ads will kind of follow them around. You'll also see some of this on dynamic inventory, which you'll see an example right here. If you have specific inventory, this is the way that you can feature that inventory based on people's digital footprint. Similar to the social media side, social media posting side, it's very much tied to interest, going after hobbies, affinities. You're not necessarily going after keywords. You're more so going after what makes people tick. You're targeting people based on their hobbies, based on their interests, and kind of taking that and their digital footprint together. Social media ads kind of blend into that space to really help get you more eyes on your business, increase leads, and increase sales. Now, all the different strategies that we've kind of gone through fit into what we look at as the digital marketing funnel. And you'll see maybe a couple variations of this, but in essence, it's three pieces: awareness, interest, and action. So starting with awareness, that is getting people to understand your brand, understanding the shopping journey, understanding what goes into the information gathering and research phase. At this point, any prospective business that you're going to conduct business with wants to understand what it is that you do well, what personality your business has. Does it align with your business? So you could see this through social media posts showing videos, photos from events you sponsored, showing your community involvement. You can get some social media ads to extend the reach of that social post whenever more awareness is needed. Some of the SEO content, you're selling people on why they want to conduct business with you to begin with. So what separates you from the pack? You're branding your business in the sense. This is where you talk about your mission statement. You talk about your community involvement. You talk about what separates you from the pack. And then you'll have PPC display campaigns where, again, it's putting that brand message, putting that logo, putting that mission statement in front of a bunch of prospective customers, increasing awareness, facilitating the research gathering phase. A little bit lower from that is, of course, interest. Okay, now they're narrowing down some options. They have some interest in what you're selling rather. And this is where they're kind of going out and saying, all right, let me narrow down my options. So social media posts can also help by simplifying the buying journey, helping understand, okay, well, now that you know what we're about, these are some of the buying processes that we have. Here's how we make it easy for your business to conduct business with us. Social media ads also do some of that interest targeting. You go after, hey, this is what separates us from anybody else in this space. SEO content will be, now you're kind of narrowing down the options to those you're narrowing down your options of those near that area. So this is where your location pages will come into play, serving cities, pages on business specific processes. So again, if you've got a really strong, tight-knit financing process, this is an area that you want to kind of help people understand, hey, we're making it easy for you to conduct business with us. And then, of course, PPC search. You're eliminating those other options by, bidding on some of those keywords, going after some of those buying signals, ultimately pushing people to the bottom part of the funnel, which you'll see with social media posts, with reviews, photos of buyers with new purchases, giving that social affirmation of, hey, this is legit. We do conduct, we are the business that we say we are. SEO content here, buy now. So again, more of that financing, more of that map directions to the business. And then of course the PPC search campaigns, helping people locate your business, helping other businesses locate your business so that they can go directly to you and act. The bottom part of that funnel is the action, buy now piece. And again, through multiple different pieces of a good marketing mix, you'll work people down to that last part, convert, become a lead, and ultimately become a sale. Now, regardless of the different tools that you use in your digital marketing mix, there are some best practices that you're always going to want to make sure to follow. One being, there is not a one-size-fits-all approach. Every marketing objective that you have has to have a separate, every goal that you have has a separate campaign. So you can't say, hey, we want awareness and sales and, all this stuff all in one approach, right? You need to create separate campaigns targeting and working in some of that language, understanding their thought process along the journey, and again, guiding them to the bottom of the funnel. You want consistency with your messaging, artwork, calls to action. You want to make sure that all your messages are in sync, in line. The last thing you want to do is give any kind of mixed messages, any kind of misdirection, anything that's going to confuse the customer. As Robert mentioned earlier, attention spans are shrinking. People don't want to do a lot of guesswork. You have other people guessing, you're probably going to lose them. You also want to have a nice mix of messaging. So your marketing shouldn't be solely about, hey, buy now, buy now, buy now. You certainly want to have some of that, but you also want to insert some of the personality. You want to show, again, why you and not the person down the street. So you want to have a nice mix there of informative shopping resources, educational, but also with some of the, hey, we do ultimately want your purchase. Website needs to be easy to navigate with great user experience. That is really the foundation of a lot of the digital marketing pieces that we reviewed. Without a strong, sound foundation, the digital marketing, you're bringing people to a place where it's just not going to convert. You always want to make sure to identify and showcase what differentiates you from the competition. Never stop branding yourself. Know your branding mission statement, stick to it, be consistent, make it clear and concise, and just be true to it. To that, you want to make sure that you show that personality across all ad placements. Make sure that you're encouraging that customer engagement, building that tight-knit community. And then most importantly, the last part of all this is going to be defining your success criteria. What does success look like? This way you can measure accordingly, you can test, you can learn, you can grow insights from your marketing and dial in your strategy to ultimately improve your business. So that about wraps up the digital marketing piece of this. I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Brian now for the Q&A.
Thank you, guys. Great presentation there. We do have some questions coming in, so I'll start now. We've got one from Chip. He says, our dealership has a well-established customer base locally. They know who we are, where we are. Why do I need more than just the website I have now?
Well, owning your zip code is always a good first step for any business. But, with now, especially, people aren't afraid anymore to reach across not just, state lines, but I mean, time zones. If somebody, especially with the way the inventory crunch has been in the last year across the board, people aren't afraid of reaching, they're looking for people beyond their just general backyard. They want to find, who has this piece. And so with, a good blend of a strong website, good SEO, and good digital marketing, those people can find you a lot easier and give you a chance to transact with a broader customer base and, help you be true to your community, but, expand your overall business interest.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Robert. Chip has a follow-up question for us. Do we have the ability to do anything with parts and service?
Alex, would you like to field that one?
As soon as I get off mute, I'll answer the question. We do have the ability to do parts and service as well. So as part of the integrations that we've done using the APIs into the Fusion system, we can pull down not only vehicles but parts as well, including all the details, as I mentioned before. Pricing, we can apply business rules to it. So short answer is yes.
Robert, do you want to leave us with some final thoughts?
Well, sure. Again, thank you to Karmak for allowing us to have this webinar. It's always a good opportunity for us to be able to reach out to everybody. Thank you for taking the time to do this. And again, just to go back to the key point here is that your business has multiple facets to it. Different cogs, different gears in the process, and your digital has to be attended to just as much as your physical presence and your brick and mortar. And using the guides that we have here, you can reach out to us either through our website or through the platform information, and we'll be glad to discuss this further for you. And also, we'll be able to see y'all next week at the conference.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everybody.
Brian,
Thanks, everyone.